Hi everyone, it's Jamie and welcome to another video. So today I wanted to show off a little project that I started with the intent of making use of the very PERI 2022 Pantone of the Year color. I'd never paid much attention to the Pantone color of the year, but it's 2022, why not try something different? A lot of graphic designers pay attention to the Pantone color of the year. It has something to do with trends and keeping up with the times. We'll say things like that. So here I wanted to talk about the palette that I started with versus the palette that you'll see I end with. I started with a very limited palette. When I was in undergrad, my art teachers would say that I needed to limit my color palette because I was working with too many colors. I needed to simplify so I wouldn't be overwhelmed. Well, I was overwhelmed in trying to only work with these colors and values. Only working with a select amount of colors and values drove me nuts. And then I ended up redoing most of what I had done. However, limiting my palette and playing with the composition was really fun. And then branching out from that, I think that's a good exercise. So I don't want to totally bash what my art teachers had to say. But one of my strengths as an artist is that I love vibrancy. I love the way that I paint. I love the amount of colors and values that go into my pieces, and a lot of people also like that about my art. So I want to give myself a pat on the back for doing something that I enjoy and creating art that I enjoy. I have made a video about this before and I will add a card to it, but I love Charles Vess. He's one of my favorite artists, and when I was in Asheville, I asked him a question. He was giving a talk in Asheville about his collaboration with Ursula K. Le Guin for Earthsea, and I asked him, how do you have so much control over your color? Your colors look so clean. This looks so well planned out, etc. And he was like, I don't really have a rule for color. I don't have a color theory that I follow, but I just create stuff that I like. I keep working till I'm happy, and that's essentially what I do. And that's what I recommend other people to do now. Work until you're happy, and then you can stand by what you create. I mean, certainly if you're doing commissions and you're making a significant amount of your income from commissions, you have to bend a little bit for that, but it's your artwork, shit. Like, it is really hard to compromise your artwork and do what other people like. I mean, the hardest thing for me in undergrad was trying to figure out what my professors liked and then trying to get an A in their class by making the artwork that they wanted. And it drove me crazy because I wasn't happy with some of the pieces because I felt like it wasn't what I wanted from the piece. I understand that taking art classes is great because you get to learn new mediums and you get feedback way more often than you do outside of academia, and you get constructive feedback, more importantly, if you have the right instructors and the right classmates. So I don't want to knock art education, absolutely not. I learned so much when I was in undergrad, minoring in studio art, in case you were interested. I did not major in art, I minored. And I will say, side note, hot take, I always thought that the art minors were so underestimated. The art minors were so talented and thoughtful, and they worked so hard. And a lot of the art majors would default to this idea of inspiration and this idea that if I just sit around and, I don't know, bumblefuck, the inspiration will just hit me at some point, versus the minors, and this is a generalization too, that would just work their asses off until they were happy with the piece. So again, don't wait for inspiration to strike. Do your art challenges, work work the pieces, have a good time, enjoy that. The ideas and the inspiration is not going to come to you in the night. You just have to work until a good idea hits you. But the art minors were so varied in their interests that their pieces also reflected their studies outside of art, which was really neat. The art majors, I think, had to work a little bit harder to have interesting, unique ideas from one another. So I was really nervous to make this video because my piece wasn't finished. And it's Friday. I'm recording this voiceover at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday, and I upload every Friday. So it was terrifying being like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to like create a video and I'm not proud of my piece. Everyone's gonna hate me, unsubscribe. And it wouldn't have been a big deal if I went ahead and didn't post today. It also wouldn't have been a big deal if I posted unfinished work. But I put a couple of hours more work into this piece before I decided, okay, now it's time to record the voiceover and finish your video, Jamie. It is now time. So here's my little pep talk encouragement for today. Don't be so hard on yourself. People appreciate you for you and your honesty, and it is okay to show off works in progress. It is okay to be vulnerable with your friends, with yourself. This piece came together very much at the end, and it wasn't what I expected, and I still probably want to do some more work to it. The clouds feel a little too balanced and even, so I want to see what I can do with that and play more with the very PERI background. I like how it turned out, but again, the clouds feel a little too even. So we'll see what I can do with that. I've been very inspired by some of my artist friends. If you have seen Leah Fawn on YouTube, I will link to her channel in the comments. She does these really beautiful skies in pastels, and man, I wish I could do that. I want to do some more playing with clouds in my artwork, so we'll see what I can put together. But I just wanted to check in with y'all. I hope that you are doing well and thriving. It is very cold in North Carolina still. It has been around the 30s and 40s, and we're expecting snow on Sunday, so we're hanging in there. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Let me know how life is treating you in the comments. And yeah, be good to yourselves. We are our own biggest critics. Don't forget that. Have a good one. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Bye, friends.